Alright, so not much left of that front end. As you can see, I've stripped it. There, that's there. It's been painted. I've been painting. As you can see, very nice in the new grey. That arm's been painted. It's got the other side. This bit wants painting. I'm going to do that in a minute, and I'm going to do the rest of this in a minute. What else am I going to do? That all wants cleaning up, get rid of all the oil. That can be painted. Alright then, so this is the paint. That said, it's 2 coats. That side's had 1 coat, the other side's had 2. That side's had 1 coat, the other side's had 2. As you can see, shining it up. There's the rest of the axle. I think you call that like a wishbone. I think that's what it's called. You have the other support, the other brace, the bolster, front bolster. It's all ready. Well, these need cleaning, sanding a bit, and obviously you can see all the oil that's gone on it from when the head gasket was gone. They want cleaning, and then they want painting, and then just over here is my finished pile. So they are completely done now. As you can see, they have holes in the wheel and that side doesn't, but from when you're looking at the tractor, you shouldn't be able to notice. And even if you do notice, it doesn't matter, because they're the original wheels from the tractor, so it's part of its history. So I'm going to leave it like that. Chain timing cover, that's painted. This brace is done. It's quite a good finish. Quite like it, quite happy with it. So these are completely done now. I shouldn't have to touch them again, other than when I put them on the tractor. Air intake pipe thing, that's been sitting in this cleaner to get all the grease off it. That's now all degreased. That'll be coming out. I'll rinse it with water, then I'll rub it down and primer it. The sump, as you can see, there's quite a good repair there. That sump is going to be ready for primering. This is the primer pile. We've got one of the steering rods, the other one's here. I'm just about to take it off. Then this gets cleaned, ready for primering. This gets cleaned and primered. This wheel is getting scrapped because it's knackered. Like, if you poke it with a screwdriver, you could probably go through it. So that's getting scrapped. Good riddance. The head, cylinder head, that's all going to be prepped for paint. And then once it's painted, I can start assembling the head again. So that'll all be done. All this will be painted, all nice and nice grey. And then all there is the back end. I'm not going to be painting the back end until it's all back together, if you get what I mean, because then I can roll it outside, pressure wash it, then paint it. And the wings, the bonnet and the seat are all going to be sprayed. Everything else is going to be hand painted. A few people will be like, oh, don't you want to get a really good paint job? Not really, because unlike some people, have them in the garages, and like live on a housing estate, have them in the garages, and don't really, only use them for shows. And that's all well and good, but my tractor is on a farm, it's going to be working, it's still a working Grey Fergie, it's not going to be someone's pet, it's not going to be too pampered, it's just going to be solid, reliable and used. So I'll use it for shows as well as ploughing matches and carting bales and carting corn and all sorts. So yeah, mine's going to be used, and I want people to be able to tell that it's been painted in a farmyard. I don't want, you see some of these Grey Fergies and it looks like they've sent it away to like a specialist trains. It looks like they've sent it away to like a specialist, painter, and the paint job is immaculate. But I don't want an immaculate paint job. I quite like, I like it to look like it's been done in a farmyard, because it's a tractor, it's not a car. So yeah, that's it. So next bit will probably be me cleaning up them braces. Right, so next job, clean all this oil off. Oil off.
too close to the cliff's edge. In the omnipotent eyes of the skies. Spend a lifetime competing with every other man who needs feeding. For everything from guns and drugs to land and love to gain and trust to feel in love.
Massive rabbit. Just like running.
Do I look stupid to you? 'Cause we all look stupid to me. No one knows what to believe or
Revenge.
who do we turn to now? No God, no heaven, no hell,
Right, so to give you an idea, that's what it looks like before, and once I've cleaned it, that's what it looked like. So, before and after. So I'll just let that, I'll do that to all three, and then I'll let it all evaporate off. Alright then, so all the bolster, the second brace arm, and I call it the wishbone, it might be called something else, don't cringe if I'm calling it wrong, have all been wiped down, clean, degreased, ready for paint. So let's get painting. Alright then, this brace arm's got first coat, the wishbone. Now it might not be called the wishbone, but I call it that. Got first coat. Now I've just started on the front bolster. As you can see, in places, you can see streaks. That's because it's only the first coat. Eventually that, stub axle, that's done now. That's had about 3 coats. So I'm building the coats up, getting it all nice. So yeah, bolster next. Alright then guys, it's now day 2. This has had 3 coats. Yeah, 3 coats. It's wet at the minute. That's its finishing coat. So the front left stub axle is complete. And I've just been stripping down the rest of the axle. I'll go show you now. Alright then, so everything's had its first coat. That's now done. First coat, first coat, first coat. As you can see, there's some bits that I haven't quite got to, and that's purely because there's that many faces to this. It's really hard to get. You see, all in there's still got all in there still primered. So what I'm going to do is, when it dries, I can flip it in a different position and then paint it, because that's the only way I'm going to get a decent finish on it. So just keep moving it, painting, let it dry, move it again, paint it, let it dry, move it again, and so on. And so then I can get a really good finish on it and make sure everything's covered. So I'm just going to leave all these to dry.